Brazil, a great path to growth. Virtually endless natural resources. Green gold for the future of humanity and of planet Earth. Feed the people. Transform biomass into valuable goods. Protect Earth's biological cycle. This is the motivation behind Eurolatina's Biomasse Logistic project. The land of the future has reached the current moment. Its major asset? Natural resources. Brazil no longer wants to be the land of the future. It wants to be the here and now. Every year, new records of harvest are obtained to attend a domestic and a large part of international demand for food. Water, land, sun and rain, all that we have plenty of in Tocantins, as in the rest of Brazil. Guarantee food and simultaneously develop intelligent, sustainable and environmentally friendly forms of exploitation. Hydropower and wind energy are other alternatives which play part of Brazil's energy matrix. Approximately 80% of energy produced in Brazil comes from hydroelectric plants, an abundance which is scarce in other countries. Several 100 million tons of renewable raw materials are recorded in Brazil per year. Unlike in Germany and Europe, for example, the coal power plant in Ensdorf, operated by VSE, RWE's subsidiary and Eurolatina's partner. Here, the energy is derived exclusively from fossil fuels. The result, a high CO2 emission. At the state of Saare, alternative fuels are being analyzed with no CO2 emissions and which are infinitely renewable. From 2012, the government decided to terminate the fossil fuels production. Biomass, a product of Earth's organic life. Plants are the main source of biomass. Initially, wood was used for generating heat energy. Today, there are several forms. In the medium term, more sustainable alternatives are displayed. In Germany, biomass energy production and use of biological raw materials are gaining ever more importance. Primarily, it is food production which is considered priority. But the more the energy price rises, the more interesting biomass production becomes. Logistics is the key question for making it feasible to export green gold to Europe. Because of this, Eurolatinas created a subsidiary, CBA, which specialized in the commercial aspects of biomass. The state of Tocantins, located in the heart of Brazil to pave roads to the main economic centers of the country. A whole region takes off. One of the logistic key points, Praia Norte, a tranquil place at the north of Tocantins. Here, a new logistics center is born. It will be the first interstate river port. It will change the face of Praia Norte and the entire region. And this is how the new port of Praia Norte will look like. About 10,000 people live at Praia Norte. I am certain that a large majority of the Porto project is supplied by the local people. This probably means about a few hundred jobs. Used as a strategic transshipment base for freight, but also as a starting point for the export of food and biomass. We're very happy to get these investors to Praia Norte. This is tremendously important for our city and Tocantins. This brings us new industries and new jobs. Jointly with the necessary logistics, other ambitious projects also win importance, as in the neighbor city of Sampaio. An irrigated growing area for tropical fruits in a land over 1,000 hectares. The federal government already granted more than 15 million euros for this project.
Wir haben Praia Norte ausgesucht, weil es von der nautischen
We
Seite...
have chosen Praia Norte due to its good nautical conditions. We are not dependent on constructing a further lock upstream the Serra Quebrada. With the completion of the lock in Tucuruí, we will have access to the Atlantic.
sind wir schiffbar bis zum Atlantik.
The Tucuruí lock in River Tocantins, 74 meters in altitude, was overcome. The two locks spread over 6 kilometers each. Cost of the construction, approximately 600 million euros. With the operational start of the locks in October 2010 in this region, about 70 million tons of freight will be handled per year. More than 700 kilometers of waterways between Praia Norte and the mouth of the Amazon in Belém of Pará. We will provide assistance to this group, which will contribute to our state's growth. In this way, we obtain valuable know-how and in exchange send our treasures to Germany. And the investment scenario in Tocantins is favorable. Various subsidized programs want to attract investors like Eurolatina to the heart of Brazil. We have 1.3 million hectares of naturally irrigated area, 1.3 million for the production of grains, especially rice. We are producing, we have resources and are looking for markets. Nonetheless, we need the experience of the Europeans from the industrial era. This is why the exchange is so important. Agro-Technological Center near the capital of Palmas. An example of innovative research in the field of agriculture. It's no coincidence that Brazil is becoming the leading producer of food and biomass in the planet.
Brasil tem terra.
Brazil has land, has people who can work. Brazil has water and technology. Brazil only has to be aware that its major conviction is agriculture.
A grande vocação nossa é a agricultura, é a pecuária, é o agronegócio.
For several years, German engineers worked in the legendary construction of the Trans-Amazonian Highway. Today, 4 decades later, German know-how is on demand like never before. Palmas, capital of Tocantins, green city with orderly growth. Tocantins, whose area is as large as New Zealand with only about 1.2 million people. Biomasse, the key to growth for the region, visible everywhere. The iron ore giant, Vale, is planting huge forest areas with eucalyptus trees. These will later serve for operating the steel furnaces of the company. Another example, babaçu, a type of palm tree. It serves as a food form as basis for the production of biofuels, since it consists of an oil-rich substance. Or bagasse, a residue of sugarcane processing and ethanol production. In the 80s, approximately 60% of electricity demands were attended from the sugarcane factories. Today, the energy is surplus. From Tocantins, the biomass can be moved in water as well as in tracks towards the Atlantic, with greater will be available. Alternatives are